Period. So, now that you're back from Rolling Loud, how much money did you make? Now that you're back from Rolling Loud and your trip to Miami, I'm just wondering, how much money did you make? Did you make any money? I'm seeing emojis. Enough money to go back home. So did you end up spending more than you made? Okay, somebody made some. Praise God. They're in here capping. I feel like that too. Is Rolling Loud bad? Someone made $55. Okay, so if you made $55 and it cost how much to get there? Did you get a return on your investment? Have you heard of the term ROI? Return on investment? What was your ROI? What is your ROI? Return on investment. She made no money because the whole DMV left. I just picked up a second job and I'm holding on to my stocks. Okay. I've been on a mommy and healing and learning all summer. Okay. I don't think many people in this live went. Oh, it's a lot of people in here that went. Should all money be spent to be considered an investment? Do you believe in fun money? Not when you're broke. Nope. Realistically, it costs $1,000+ to go. Yep, welcome back. Didn't go. I'm buying a farm. Okay. Fun money when you broke an option. Hope they were safe too. I didn't go. Released a children's book on Amazon. Congratulations. Fishing up a real estate course and DMV, So really, this live is really not to my general, I would say the general public. What I'm going to say today is probably going to offend a lot of my peers. Yeah, what I'm going to say today is probably going to offend a lot of my peers. This conversation today is not really for the general public. This is more so for people who consider themselves to be influencers. Okay, these are people who use social media to pay their bills, essentially. Okay? So, first thing I want to know, because I noticed that a lot of you guys are promoting Ciroc this weekend, and I just wanted to know, is Ciroc offering any stocks in the company for your promotions? Is Ciroc providing any stocks in their company? I don't think so. It's interesting to me because a lot of you all talk about health and wellness on your page, but every time a festival comes around, you're promoting Ciroc. You wouldn't have to hustle so hard if you hustled in alignment. You would not have to hustle so hard if you hustled in alignment. Let's talk about what's out of alignment. Fashion Nova is out of alignment. Fast fashion is out of alignment. The way that you guys live, your lifestyle, okay, that you live and that you lead, let's be real. Whatever little check you're getting from Fashion Nova is not enough to sustain your lifestyle. You're spending more than you're making. Those wigs, the jewels, the shoes, the bags, the cars, the rent, the trips. So, for those of you in the general public who follow these pages, I want you to really pay attention to what you're paying attention to. A lot of folks are very interested in the influencer lifestyle. A lot of folks are interested in the influencer lifestyle, right? You follow these women that you think are rich. You follow these men that you think are rich. But I don't know how many of you have distinguished the difference between rich and wealth, legacy and longevity. So, I know that you think that we're going back to normal, but we're in a global crisis. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that we are facing a global crisis? The economy is in trouble. We're still facing a global medical crisis. We're still facing an environmental crisis. And we just recently found out that farmers have been paid more than triple the value of their crops to destroy their crops. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? That means that we're going into a global famine. Now, these people are talking about, that's why I'm getting my own farm. Beloved, do you know how long it takes to create a sustainable farm? Do you know how quickly these food shortages are hitting us? Yeah, like around Christmas. Around the holidays. Do you know what month it is right now? August. Do you know when the first holiday is? November. Do you think that's enough time to create a sustainable garden? A sustainable farm? All right, well, let's get realistic. What do we do? Well, we could use our time wisely. We could use our time wisely. We can support people who already have sustainable gardens. For the past year and a half, you may have noticed I've been talking about farmers markets. Have you tapped in? Have you noticed that? I've been talking about farmers market. I've been talking about sustainable food. I've been talking about stocking up. I've been talking about learning how to preserve. Okay? You're not securing your family by ordering off of Uber Eats and Postmates and Seamless day in and day out. You're not supporting the longevity of your community by supporting Starbucks. You're not even supporting the longevity of your community by supporting Walmart, by supporting Publix. These are corporate food chains. These are not food chains that are committed to the longevity and survival of your community. These are food chains that sell highly preserved, highly toxic foods. The reason that there's not a farmer's market in your community, a lot of people complain about food deserts. And a lot of people of color complain that they live in food deserts. While you may live in a food desert, in your closet, you still have Gucci, you still have Fendi, you still have Louis, you still have Nikes, you still have Jordans. You complain about the quality of your food, but you clearly know where to go to get luxury. The problem is that you do not demand quality in your community. You go to Publix, You go to Ralph's. You go to Piggly Wiggly. What do you buy? Pop-Tarts, chimichangas, Wonder Bread, Simply Lemonade. The reason why affluent communities have stores like Erewhon, Trader Joe's, Farmers Market, etc., is because they demand that food. They demand that food, supply and demand. Food deserts it doesn't all have to do with racial inequality. It simply has to do with supply and demand. You don't go to the grocery store and ask for avocados. You don't buy cucumbers. You don't buy blueberries. You don't buy bok choy. You don't buy asparagus. You don't buy yellow squash. You don't request heirloom tomatoes. You don't buy organic. You're content buying the dull foods. It's not really about racial inequality, okay? Because they still put Nikes in your community. They still put $70, $80 bottles in your community. Let's be clear. You can find a $70 bottle of Clico, but you cannot find a $10 bottle of locally sourced honey. You can find a $50 bottle of Hennessy. You can find Ciroc. You can find a variety of champagnes, a variety of tequilas, all priced above $50. But you can't find spirulina in your store. You can't find maca in your store. You can't find cacao in your store. You can't find locally sourced honey in your store. You can't find chlorophyll in your store. You can't find sea moss in your store. You can find rapper weed, though. You can find $175 Nikes, though. You can find $200 Jordans, though. You can find $175 Adidas, though. So Yakara is in here asking anybody, do they know any farmers markets, instead of doing the due diligence and getting on Google to source her own. That's another issue that we have, is we're very reliant. We're reliant and compliant. reliant and compliant. We just comply with shit. We just rely on motherfuckers. We do not create our own source. We don't empower ourselves. We don't want to do the work. The problem with the black community is we are really unfamiliar with what real wealth and abundance looks like. Real wealth and abundance looks like sovereignty. It looks like a home. It looks like health. It looks like partnership. It looks like legacy. It's not Fashion Nova promotion. It's not club appearances. It's not Balenciaga head to toe. It's not new wig after new wig after new wig after new wig. What is sustainable? What do we get out of buying a new wig constantly? This is the type of shit that y'all pay attention to. Pay attention to what these... Pay attention. I want you to pay real attention to what these people spend their money on. You follow these celebrity pages. You follow these influencer pages. They're eating crab legs. They're eating macaroni and cheese. They're eating lobster mac and cheese. You think this is wealth. I follow these Caucasian pages of people who are very wealthy. You hardly ever see them in any labels. You hardly ever see them in any labels. In addition to that, they're always investing in something new. They're always growing their income. They're always doing something to sustain their legacy. I follow these pages. I see these people, they use social media to generate real wealth. They're out here building farms. They're out here building sustainable homes. They're out here showing you how to prepare sea moss. They're out here taking the colloidal silver. They're out here taking their chlorophyll. They're out here making their maca shakes, etc., etc. Then we go to these black ass pages, okay? They're at the strip club. They're posing with their APs. They're in designer swimwear at the beach. They're in a Bentley truck that's parked at a rented home. They're posted about Ciroc. I think that we need to start holding these moguls to a higher standard. We're proud of Jay-Z. We're proud of Diddy. We're proud of what these black men have been able to cultivate for themselves. But you mean to tell me that you made $1 billion to turn around and sell me designer weed? You mean to tell me you've made $1 million+ to turn around and sell me flavored liquor and tequila? I'm not a mogul. I haven't reached that status. But I imagine when I reach that status, I would not be stuck in the hustle. And to me, that's where people of color, we have to really reprogram. Because we think these people are rich, but we don't recognize that they're stuck in a hustle. When you've reached a certain level of success, you can then focus on your family. You can then focus on your home. You can then focus on real sovereignty and building a legacy. But instead, we tend to patronize and subscribe to people who are constantly on a hustle. They're constantly on a hustle because they spend more than they make. You go from a clothing line to concert, to liquor, to weed, to festivals, to clothing, to liquor, to weed, to festivals, to clothing. Someone said, how do you know their budget? Because they show us. They show us every day. If you could read between the lines and really pay attention to these posts, okay? When you learn how to read money, okay? You can see their budget, beloved. So pay better attention to what you are paying attention to, because you are the patrons that are supporting these folks. And if you are squandering your money away to support people who are also squandering their money away to portray a lifestyle, where's our community going? We are all guilty of this. We all are guilty of this. Yes. But there's also a way to work the system. There's also a way to work the system. I talked to you guys about that a couple of days ago. As an influencer, quote unquote, I'm not promoting anything that's not or does not have the potential to support me. I'm not promoting Gucci. I'm not promoting Fendi. I'm not promoting Dior. I'm not promoting these brands. They get enough free promotion from people that don't understand their worth. So I'm not promoting these brands. Does that mean that I don't have designer things? Yes, I do. I like luxury. A lot of the things that I have, I've been gifted. Like that bag. I have a lot of hedge fund clients. That's something else that I would encourage you occultists. There's a lot of money in corporate America for us. Yes, there is. There is a lot of corporate folks that are interested in astrology. There's a lot of corporate folks that are interested in spirit. I don't make my money on OnlyFans. I don't make my money on readings anymore. I make my money doing analytics. I make my money doing predictions, financial predictions. You could get into that too. And you know what these people teach me and what I've learned from this is how to sustain my money. How to create generational wealth. Work the game. Use social media. Stop letting social media use you. I'm telling you. There are people out here that want to pay you for your expertise. They want to pay you for your connection to spirit. Hedge fund people. App developers. Corporate people. They want to pay you. They see the value in what you're doing. They may recognize that their community doesn't see the value, but they see the value. They say, you know what? Come over here and do some financial predictions. Okay? And you know what they do? Not only do they pay me my price, but when they triple and double the bag, they might send me a Birkin. When they triple and double the bag, they might send me a stock in my name. I'm not spending $20,000 of my money on a Birkin. Okay? I'm not spending 1,000 of my dollars on Balenciaga. That shit is gifts. Those are gifts. That's real influencer shit. So I don't want y'all to look at my lifestyle and be like, oh, she's buying this, she's buying that, she's buying this. I'm not buying anything. That OnlyFans money paid for a mortgage. That OnlyFans money goes in a trust. The money that I make off of these readings, a lot of that I refund. If you've had a reading with me or you really tapped in with me, a lot of the money that you think I make, I'm not making. Because what do I look like being somebody who could really read energy? And I know that your ass really cannot afford this $500 reading. I don't feel good about taking your $500. The work that I do really for the community is for fucking free. I give this shit away for free. I sit here and drop these bars for free. I give this because it's not really about the financial exchange. Now, if I was hustling, if I was caught up in survival mode, I will be charging you for everything. I will be charging you for cleanses. I will be charging you for conferences. I will be charging you for workshops. I will be charging you for retreats. I will be charging you for these lives. I will be charging you for this health information. I will be charging you for these connections. Let's be real. Let's think about all of the people that you've been connected to from following me. You know, people sell quote unquote vendor lists. That's the same thing. Let's just think about how many readers, how many healers, how many brands, how many different pages you've been connected to from just following me for free. Let's be real. People sell this shit. You got to learn how to read through the smoke and mirrors. You got to learn how to read through the smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of quote-unquote spiritualists, quote-unquote